Good morning. We are live. Oh, I did forget to say, grab a strap or a belt if you can. Mine is not an ideal strap this morning, but if you have a strap or a belt, grab that. We're gonna do some leg stretches towards the end. And we're gonna work on my favorite area to work on. And a lot of us humans in general, but a lot of us ladies especially, can tend to have some tight hips. So go ahead and just take a moment to really find that comfortable seated position. I'm going to be here for a few breaths. Let's start with, I'm feeling tight this morning, so let's start with a few spinal rotations. I'm just beginning to open up the spine. See if you can get a little bit of movement between each vertebra and switching the direction. Just waking it up to help you sit. I'm finding I can't quite sit straight right now, so this will help us sit a little bit straighter. Go ahead and roll your thighs in just a little bit. Maybe scoop a small amount of flesh up from under your sit bones, just helping your pelvic floor tilt forward a little bit more, allowing you to grow up out of the spine without having a rounded back. So, hands on the knees for a minute, pulling that sternum, that heart forward. And as you find that nice straight spine, allow the shoulders to drop down away from the ears. And feeling the weight of the earth below you as you ground down. Begin to grow up out of the crown as if there is a cord pulling kind of towards the back of your head. Your chin is slightly dropped. Your neck is right in alignment with your spine. And then we'll begin our breathing. Adding some hand motions to this one, we're going to inhale up, drawing the energy up from the earth. And as we exhale, pressing it down, rounding it into our bodies. Inhale up. And exhale down. I like the metaphorical explanation for the hand movements, but it also just helps our lungs take in a little bit more air. A few more breaths this way, waking up, oxygenating the blood. Inhale up. Exhale, rounding down. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, rounding down. Go ahead and bring the tops of the hands to the knees. And just allowing the eyes to close now. We're going to do just a few circular breaths. So starting our practice with a little pranayama, a little breath work to wake up the body and the lungs. I want you to imagine a figure 8 starting at your heart, moving down and back through your hip, up and around, over your shoulder and back through your heart. So we're going to move the breath in that figure 8. We're going to take a circular breath or a 4-part breath. So now you can close your eyes again. Imagine that figure 8 as you inhale up from the hip and through the heart. Pausing at the top. Exhale down around the shoulder. Back down to the hip and that figure 8. Pause at the bottom. And inhale. 2, 3, 4, and pause. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, pause at the bottom. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. And pause. And exhale. And pause. And inhale. And pause. And exhale. And pause. One more time. Inhale. And pause. And exhale. And pause. And coming back to a natural inhale and exhale. Maybe a little bit slower than your normal daily breath would be, but just drawing in and out. A few more breaths here. Our breath retention exercises help us oxygenate the body. So normally the blood cells, red blood cells carry 4 oxygen molecules. And normally only 2 are released and retaken in. But when we hold our breath or retain our breath, that allows more, up to all 4 of those oxygen molecules to be released and 4 new ones coming in, which is really, really, really amazing for our bodies. So gently allowing your eyes to open. Continuing with nice deep breathing throughout the class. Go ahead and inhale, arms up. And exhale, side bend over to the right. Left arm reaches across, getting into that whole side body. Breathe into that left rib cage. Feel it expand. Maybe pause for a moment and exhale. A couple more times. Keep reaching through those fingers, drawing that left shoulder back. Inhale. And exhale. One more nice deep breath, pressing into that right hand. Inhale up all the way through center. Exhale over to the left, right arm reaches. One deep inhale into the rib cage. Exhale. Rolling that shoulder down away from the ear, opening the chest. And pressing into that left hand, one more deep breath. On your next inhale, coming up through center. Just taking a gentle spinal twist where we're at. Go ahead and take that left hand across, right hand behind. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. One more deep breath in. Exhale, releasing to center. On your inhale, reaching up over to the other side. Exhale, twist. One more deep breath in. On your exhale, back to center. Go ahead and release your legs out front, maybe give them a little bounce. I really like to stay rooted, and most of the time when we move, our flesh kind of moves back under. So rolling that thigh in and pulling the flesh out from under your sit bone, doing that for both sides. See if you can find that deeper seat. Go ahead and press those thighs down to the floor. So a really potent tool in yoga is called dynamic tension. And that is where we work our body from the inside. So pressing those thighs down is a lot more work. You get a lot more done than just relaxing the legs and flexing the feet. So go ahead, try that. Relax the legs and just flex the feet. And flex those big toes strongly back to you. You probably feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs. And now press those thighs down. A little more activity there. Inhale, arms up, strengthening through the core, tucking that belly button. Exhale, leading through the chest for your fold. Let your hands fall wherever they do. If you have a strap and you want to strap the front of the balls of the feet, you may do that as well. And just keep leading with the chest as we deepen into this forward fold. Opening through the entire back of those legs. Keep pressing those thighs down. Nice deep breaths into the back body. Exhale, drawing that chest closer to the legs. A couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, rising back up. Go ahead and swing those feet around, making your way onto your hands and knees. Taking a moment to stack those joints, that's knees under hips and wrists under shoulders. Finding that nice neutral spine, tucking that belly button. So tucking the belly button or activating the core is another way to engage dynamic tension. Also, as we work the core, especially naturally through our own body movements, using our own body weight, it really prepares us for any daily activity that comes up and is a great way to relieve and reverse back pain. So releasing that for a moment, and on an inhale, drawing the crown and tailbone up into cow. Exhale, pressing back into cat. Push through the knees and hands. Inhale forward, drawing the palms and knees towards one another. They don't actually move, just dynamic tension. Exhale, press back. A few more times at your own pace. And last time, inhaling forward, exhaling back. Bring the big toes together. Take the knees a little wider. Press those hips back. You may even take the hands forward a little bit more, nice and long, and actually come up on to those fingertips. So tent those palms. Drop that chest between the shoulders. Get a nice opening here as you continue to press those hips back towards your heels. Drop the forehead to the floor. On the next inhale, the forehead comes up, the palms come back to the mat. We're just going to come through a few like half chaturangas here. So you're going to inhale forward, coming into a half plank. Bending at the elbows, squeezing them into the chest, and pressing back. Inhale forward and drop and press the hips back. Couple more times. Inhaling forward, dropping down, pressing back. And last one. Go ahead and take the feet wide, tucking those toes, pressing those hips up and back. Your fingers are spread. Swivel those heels so that you can't see them, and roll your armpits in towards your ears while dropping those shoulders away from your ears, your neck. And just a couple breaths here in down dog. Keep pressing those heels towards the mat. And go ahead and step your big toes together or close together. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, stepping through, low lunge. Now I want you to tuck that belly button and engage the core. Take a peek down at that foot. See that your heel and big toe are in alignment, making a nice straight line. From there, bringing your hands to prayer position and lifting up, using the core muscles. Bending a little deeper into the knee. As long as it's not going over the ankle, keep pressing out through that back heel. We're opening into the hips here. And if you want to add a little more core work, engaging that core. So see how that curve in my back starts to disappear as I tuck the belly button, lengthening through the crown. Yogi's option, you can stay standing if you want. This is just a little extra for the core. Just a couple more breaths here. Stay with me if you can. This is the last deep breath in. And on an exhale, dropping that back knee to the mat, Anjaneyasana. Maybe you come onto the top of the foot. Keep pressing those hips forward. Go ahead and take the hands to the mat for a moment. I think it just helps open in the hips a little bit more. Keep pressing those hips down. And from here, go ahead and start to walk or like shimmy that right foot out to the right. Right hand comes inside that right leg. The knee can swivel out to the side. Maybe you're coming out on the back edge of that right foot. And just working it here a little bit, working into any sticky places in the hips. You can move forward and backwards a little bit, side to side, wagging the tail. Just getting into any of those little nuggets, those little pockets of tension. And then as you're ready, go ahead and begin to shimmy that right foot back in, right hand comes to the opposite side, hips move back, half splits, or Hanumanasana. I normally have to shimmy my heel a little bit forward so my hips stay stacked over my knee. Please do so if that is your body type as well. And keep flexing that front foot, keep pressing that thigh, that right thigh towards the mat. Let's get in nice and deep here into the back of the leg. A lot of tension in our hamstrings can also pull on our hips, pull on our lower back. So really unwinding from these big muscle groups can really help us increase our mobility, decrease our chronic pains. And just a couple more breaths here. Drawing through the heart. go ahead and if you had to shimmy your heel forward, walk those hands back a little bit. Bring that heel back first so that when you come back forward and place the hands and the back heel pops up, it's a nice easy step back into down dog. And just a breath or two here. Pressing through the heels, continuing to open up through the backs of the legs and the hamstrings. Drop that chest towards the floor. Press the tailbone up. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through, low lunge. And just taking a breath or two here as we begin to engage the core, tucking that belly button. Lifting that front body up, off the knee. Bend a little deeper, press out through that back heel. Keep tucking that belly button. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you begin to lean forward at like a 45-degree angle, working through the core. And just a few breaths here, or up, or straight up and down, yogi's choice. And on your next exhale, go ahead and release the hands, coming to the mat. Working back and forth here in the low lunge. You probably feel this pretty nice through the hip flexor at the front of the thigh, where the thigh connects into the hip. Go ahead and begin wiggling that left foot out now. Left hand comes on the inside. Oh, back knee drops to the mat. Top of the foot comes, and now you can begin to open that left knee. I like to make little forward-backward movements. Just find a little spaces where you're really tight, and then maybe you pause there, but just dig around for where your little nuggets are. And beginning to shimmy that left foot back in. Hands frame that front foot, back toes tuck under. Nope, Anjaneyasana. Let's go ahead and come up for just a moment, pressing in through the hips. I forgot this on the coming down. So pressing into the hips. And then go ahead and release the feet, the hands to the ground. And shifting the hips back. Half splits, Hanumanasana, that heel, left heel, maybe shimmies forward. Flexing that front foot, draw that pinky toe back towards the nose. Keep pressing the thigh towards the mat. Take a peek down. If your hips are wanting to shift over to the right, draw them back into center. Keep pulling that pinky toe towards your nose. And now, if you shimmy that heel forward, pull it back, placing the hands, tucking those back toes under to press up, step back, down dog. On your next inhale, let's come forward into plank. You can drop the knees or come straight down through chaturanga all the way to the mat. Let's just take a mini back bend while we're here. Pressing through the hands, baby cobra, shoulders roll down away from the ears. Crown lifts up, sternum or heart draws forward. And exhale, release. I'm going to try this one in one leg at a time, and then maybe we'll do both. So releasing your chest to the mat, go ahead and bring your right foot up, grabbing the back of the foot, and then you're just going to press it towards the mat. And you might feel this. You should not feel it painfully in the knee joint. If you do, go ahead and release. Maybe this isn't the pose for you, but you should be feeling it either through the hip flexor, all along the front of the thigh, anywhere in there, anywhere muscular, wherever your tightest spot is, that's where, so long as it's not the knee. And the heel staying close to the hip, we're not drawing it out to the side. Go ahead and squeeze your glute. And release, left side. Grabbing, heel touches the buttocks, squeeze that glute. And if both those went all right with you, go ahead and grab both just for a couple breaths. Heels in towards the glutes, glutes squeeze. And release. Go ahead and bring those big toes together. Pressing up, knees wide, coming back into child's. On your next inhale, coming back up onto the hands, just one more super active pose for the day. Go ahead and tuck those toes back and under. Pressing the hips up. Actually, I'm sorry. We're going to do two more active poses. Go ahead and inhale that right leg up. Exhale, step through. Swivel that left heel to the mat. And inhale that left arm up. So right arm can be behind or in front of that right foot, extended side angle. From here, keep opening through the chest, going for a lateral bend, coming deeper into the knee, as long as it's not coming over the ankle. And I kind of find with my arm in front, I can press into that knee a little bit more and get a little more opening in the hip. If the arm's up, maybe you take it forward a little bit, also stretching through that left side body at the same time. Lifting that left arm back up towards the sky, tucking that belly button in, tightening the core, as if someone's grabbing that top hand, extending all the way up and straightening through that front leg. Let's exhale back down for a Trikonasana, triangle pose. Pressing out through the hips, drawing forward through the crown, long through your front body. Again, as if someone's grabbing that top hand, inhale up. Go ahead and release the arms and let's just switch the feet right here. I've got to move my left foot back a little bit so that the heel is in line with the instep. So make any minor adjustments you need to for proper alignment. And then bending into that left knee. Left arm comes to the mat, opening through the front body, through the hip. Right arm comes up. Keep pressing the arm into the knee, left arm into left knee as you continue to roll that right shoulder open. Maybe you take the arm forward, opening deeper through that side body. A couple deep breaths here. On your next inhale, arm comes back up as if someone is grabbing that top hand through the core, lifting with the core, straightening that left leg. Arms back out. Exhale, Trikonasana. Right hip reaches back, lengthening through the crown. Right arm straight up. And as if someone's grabbing that top hand, go ahead and inhale, nice strong core, up and release the hands. I'm gonna face back this way, since it's the way I'm used to be facing. This is the front of the mat to me. Go ahead and bend into that front knee, swivel those back toes, that back heel up off the mat onto the toes, dropping those hands, and step back into down dog. Very last active pose for the day. Right foot comes to center. Left foot comes up, three-legged dog. Bend at the knee and shift that hip back. One last nice hip opening here. And then we've got a couple on the floor as we make our way towards Shavasana. Inhale that left foot. Back to center, three-legged dog, and release. Right foot comes up, bending at the knee, opening through the hip. On your next inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, release to the mat. Knees drop. And take your time to make your way to seated. Yeah, to seated. We're gonna love up on our feet for a moment because they are, after all, our foundations. They are the way that we move through the world for most of us. And so we're just gonna give them a little bit of love while still getting the hips at the same time. So bring those heels in as close as you can to the body. Begin to press those knees towards the mat, and you're gonna spread your feet like you're opening a book, and you're just gonna move down with the thumbs on the inside, fingers towards the outer edge, all the way down to the heel, and then back up, spreading, spreading one more time. Just a little foot massage here. And back up. Bringing the feet together, grabbing behind, maybe making a little cup with the hands interlacing, pressing those knees to the mat, drawing that chest forward. Maybe you use the elbows to open those thighs a little bit more. Maybe your thighs are already on the ground. And exhale, release. Now, making our way down onto our back. This is where that strap is going to come in handy. Grabbing that strap. Let's go ahead and take the left foot up, hooking the ball of our foot with the strap. Left leg comes to straight. Flexing the foot, pressing out through the heel as the toes come back towards the nose. You can keep that right knee bent Or to go a little deeper, straighten it out, pressing that thigh against the mat. Rock a little from side to side, and then find like even pressure between both hips. Keep working towards straightening that left leg. And then both straps into that left hand. Open that left leg out to the left. Right hand comes into right hip crease. If you need more of a stretch, keep pulling those toes back up towards the nose. Rounding through that right hip. And then inhaling up, we're going to get into that IT band as we bring both straps into that right hand. Keep pulling back on the pinky toe side of the foot. And beginning to drop that left foot over towards the right. On your next inhale, coming back to center, bending through that left knee, release the strap. Draw that left knee in for just a moment. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing as you press that right thigh on into the mat and release. Taking just a breath or two to observe the difference between each side now. And then go ahead and draw that right knee in, hooking the ball and straightening the leg. Left knee can be bent or thigh pressed into the mat. Whatever you do on the other side, do it on this side. Let's find a sense of balance. Then transferring both straps over into that right hand. Again, opening that right thigh to the right. Left hand comes into left hip crease, keeping it grounded. Inhale up through center, switching hands. Right foot over towards the left, getting into that IT band, maybe even in the top of the calf, side calf there, but see if you can find that place, that muscle where it connects into the knee, comes all the way up the side, and connects into the glute here. See if you can find a stretch in there. Inhale back up to center, bending the knee, drawing that left knee in towards the chest as you lengthen through the right and release. One final little hip goodie for the day. Since we did not do pigeon forward, we're going to do reclined pigeon. So let's start by bending the right knee. Sole of the foot comes to the mat. Left shin comes up. You're going to grab that shin with your hands, flexing the foot, beginning to pull that shin towards parallel with your chest. This is cradle to baby. Maybe you rock your leg from side to side. See if you can find, again, finding those sticky spots in your hip. If you find a sticky spot, a tight spot, a spot of tension, pause there. Breathe into that. See if you can find some release. And exhale, releasing that left foot back to the mat. Right shin comes up. Right foot stays flexed. Cradle that baby. Pull that shin towards parallel to your chest. Give it a gentle rock. Find those sticky spots. Find those little pockets of things that no longer serve you. And we're going to leave it here on the mat. And exhale, release. So both knees are bent, soles of the feet are on the mat. Left ankle comes over right knee, both knees drop to the right. Gaze out over that left shoulder. Maybe you open the arm up, maybe you take cactus arm, adding a little stretch through the shoulder. Pull that left knee down with the right hand towards the floor, deepening the twist. Breathing into the supine twist here as we take this last moment of opening, of detox, of release, to just squeeze out our internal organs, wringing them out, especially the kidneys, the spleen, the liver. Just releasing, releasing, releasing. And please, as you go about your day, drink a little extra water after doing these deep openings, just to flush anything that was released out. Inhale back up through center. Switching that cross. Right knee over to the left. Use that left hand to pull it down. Right arm out or cactus pose. Gazing out over that right shoulder. Ringing, ringing, ringing. A little dynamic tension here as you keep pulling with that hand. Keep dropping that shoulder blade towards the mat. A couple more deep breaths here. On your next inhale, coming back to center. As you release the legs, we're also releasing down into Shavasana. If you can stay for this, this is a really important pose. This pose, so go ahead and tuck those shoulder blades under. Arms come out to the side. Legs out long, a little away from one another, and the feet drop out to the side. Go ahead and shake the head back and forth. See if you can find that nice straight spine all the way through the neck to the crown, all the way down through the spine to the tailbone. And just letting the natural curvature of the spine remain. Feel where your hips press against the mat. Feel where your shoulder blades press against the mat, backs of your arms, hands, legs, calves, the heel, and maybe a little bit of the back of the foot. As we sink in here, this pose is so important because this is what brings our body back into full alignment, into just a reclined, aligned pose. This resets the body. This is where our practice can take hold, where all the energy, where all our chi, or I will have to look up the name of this chemical again, but chi in the Western world has been related to a hormone or a chemical in our body that causes our blood to be able to move through the body. So there is both Eastern and Western validity to all of yoga, to all of Eastern medicine, the science and the energy. Enjoying just a few more deep breaths here with your eyes closed, and as you're tapping in to your body, see if you can feel that chi. See if you can feel the tingling of your blood moving through your body, of the life force that keeps us moving, that keeps us alive. As it moves in and out of the organs, powered by the heart, powered by the breath. What a miracle it is just to be alive. One more deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. And beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe taking one more deep stretch before bringing the soles of your feet back to the mat, knees bent. Rolling on to your side for fetal position. And from here, beginning to press up to seated. And seated, go ahead and bring the backs of your hands back to your knees, starting where we did in the beginning of class. So bringing this full circle as we ground back down, just observing our growth. And I'm going to leave you with a thought for the day. We've been delving into miracles or magic here and what that means and what that looks like. And it's enacted through faith. So ask and it is given, knock and the door is opened for you. First, we must have fearless faith that that which we desire, that which we seek, is already available to us. And so as we prepare to leave our mats today and go into the world, I encourage you to look onto your day with the expectancy of experiencing miracles, in full faith, knowing that this is already so. For by faith you have been saved through grace. It is not of yourself. It is a gift of God, not by works, lest any man should boast. Bringing hands to heart center, allowing your eyes to open. Namaste.